Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. It's a long day of baseball ahead here at Kent State. To begin our day, it's the number 4 seed Ohio Elite Andrews taking on the number 5 seed Athletix, a pseudo-rivalry matchup up next on SmeeSports. We're going to have some fun at Schoonover Stadium on the campus of Kent State University today, as it is the championships for the 2025 Kent State Invite number 1 for the 16-17 new division in our first game of 2 in the wild card. It is the number 5 seed Athletix taking on the number 4 seed Ohio Elite Andrews. Good morning, everybody. He's Ragazzo. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Half hour earlier than yesterday, Cam. You weren't with us for that one, but still, early morning baseball. Back in your days with Premier, this is what you were really accustomed to at this hour.
Yeah, I mean, definitely gotta get used to it. But you know, great being out here early in the morning. You know, trying to unfortunately hold off that late weather that hopefully we won't see. But I mean,
I'm sorry, Cam. It's raining right now.
It's fine. I don't see it.
The drizzle just started outside. It was scheduled for around 11 a.m. initially, but it appears Mother Nature has had some other plans. If this is going to be a rainy day of baseball, how does that impact the players on the diamond? Because since Wednesday, it's been clear for the most part.
Well, I mean, that's going to make the turf even more skippy and kind of just gives the ball extra rounds and makes sure it's going to roll all the way to the wall. I mean, probably would have regardless, just because it's turf and just really nice turf here at Kent State. But, I mean, yeah, especially when the ball gets rolling and then gets on the infield and takes a couple skips. Gets really quick, really fast.
Both teams enter play today with a 3-1 record in pool play. Looking at Athletix first, they opened up the tournament with a 7-1 loss to the number 2 seed Clutch. They followed that up by a gritty 7-6 win over Stark Elite here. Then they followed that up with a 9-4 win over Ohio Elite Ackerman. Ackerman will be the 6th seed in game number 2 of our day. And then finally, they closed things out last night with a big 5-4 win over the Whitecaps, I believe knocking them out of playoff contention. So that was a big win for Athletix. As for Ohio Elite Andrews as well, 3-1. They began tournament play with a big, convincing 10-2 win over B2 Bulls Blair. They followed it up by getting maybe the biggest upset of the tournament so far, 4-2 over Premier Ohio Gambetta. That's Gambetta's only loss, and they will be the 1 seed in this tournament. We could see that rematch in the 3rd game slot of the day if Ohio Elite Andrews wins this contest here. Then they followed that up with another good win, 7-5 over IVL Lynn, before falling to Stark Elite 8-3 in the final game of pool play. That was really a throwaway contest, as they already knocked down a spot in the playoffs. They could have potentially been the 1 seed with a win there, but in the end just couldn't get it done. But at the same time, you know this very well, Cam, as you played for a kind of tournament team. You have to have a lot of pitchers to win these things, and if you have to throw one of your arms, you usually doesn't throw in a throwaway game. You have to do it.
Yeah, that's usually when I would pitch. But yeah, just like you said, definitely pitching depth is something you very well need. I mean, possible, I think 3 games the max a team could play today. But, I mean, with having played yesterday for sure and a couple of days before, like you said, I think everyone on our team was a pitcher or at least could pitch. So really it was kind of, hey, if you're ready, you can go pitch. We're going to use you. So really everyone's got to be ready today.
And you and I both know from our time playing baseball, you might not be a pitcher, but if your number gets called, you will become a pitcher, at least for that outing.
Yes, you will.
And that is exactly what happened. And what happens when you play on a 2-15 freshman baseball team?
And when I can't move my arm, they say, Nathan Smee, go out on the mound.
I'm still proud of my one and only save as a namer back in my freshman year, a 3-inning save against VASJ, which, Cam, it doesn't look too bad right now after their upset win over Streetsboro a couple of weeks ago in the playoffs.
I mean, definitely a couple years apart, but who's counting anyways?
We're still going to take credit for that. But looking at this game as Ohio Elite's defense takes the field, what has to be going through their mind? We talked about it. There is some animosity between these two ball clubs. Does that add an extra exciting layer into this game? Or for both teams, is this just simply win and advance to play the number 1 seed Premier?
Well, I think you got to have it in the back of your mind. I mean, you know, these two teams don't really like each other very much. And obviously you're just trying to come out here and play a clean game. But especially if it starts to get chippy early, could see a different side of the ball game that we're really not used to.
And that could be very interesting down the stretch, as if you have to use a lot of resources in this game, or if there's a lot of pauses due to that animosity, not only does that kind of keep the game clock moving, but at the same time, it also mentally and physically drains these players. Like you said, Cam, these guys could have to play 3 games today, and if they play 3 and win 3, they will walk out of here with some silverware. That is obviously the goal of this weekend, winning the championship bracket.
I mean, absolutely. But, yeah, just like you said, still got to have those 2 more games after this one possibly in the back of your mind. But, yeah, you got to go out here and win this one here early to try and move on to advance to play that number 1 seed.
And that's exactly what they are going to do today. One of these teams will have premiere at 1:15. The other one will be done early. On the mound for Ohio Elite in this contest, wearing number 12, it is Kyler Hoon, the sophomore at Twinsburg. His freshman year, a very emotional one for the Twinsburg Tigers, as they were able to make a legendary run to the state championship game, only to lose to Mason. But that was for their coach, who tragically passed away in December of 2023. That was just a tremendous story last year, and you can tell just by the way that Twinsburg has been playing the past 2 years, they are really playing for the memory of their coach. First pitch of the day is over the plate and fouled away. Start time, 8:32. I like that aggressive pitch early on. I think we're going to see a lot of strikes today. Just a lot of aggressiveness from the mound, as in a game like this and a game where both teams are wearing white jerseys, I think you're going to see a lot of spitfire aggression from the first pitch to the last. A good pop into right center field. It has a chance to fall in the gap, and it will. It is extra bases for the leadoff hitter. Cleveley able to turn to go to 3, and he is in standing. He could have been in standing. Instead, he decides to get dirty, and that is how the game will open.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it just before, right in the pregame. I mean, when that ball gets by you, especially because of the rain that's coming down, it's going to go all the way to the wall. Center fielder didn't take the greatest angle to it, gets behind him, and ends up, like I said, going all the way to that wall, all the way out there for an easy stand-up triple.
Lincoln Cleveley, an excellent base knock, ×3 to open up today's game. And now, right now, if you are Ohio Elite, your backs are against the wall through 5 pitches. Not where they want to be. It is the 2-hitter Zarella stepping in. A good pop to shallow right field. We could see an early risk. They will take an early risk. The throw home from right is offline, and it will be a sac fly for Zarella. Put Athletix on the board.
Yeah, I mean, just a good piece of hitting after the leadoff triple. All you got to do is get the ball into the outfield for the potential of a sac fly, and we see it right there, just easy peasy, and gets the RBI.
Exactly what Zarella wanted to do. It was very shallow. I was really intrigued to see the runner go, but he got in. But at the same time, if that throw was on line or any bit more to our left, I think it would still be 0-0. Now the three-hitter, Gazowski, the shortstop, steps in. Swings and misses, 0-2. Good movement from left to right on the pitch of Hoon. Getting a strikeout here would be big for momentum. Ground ball right side of the infield towards the hole between second and short. It's a good snag at 2. The throw to 1 on the big stretch is in time for out number 2. Excellent range over at second by Gabriel. We'll take this time to set OEB's defense for this game. Hoon on the mound, Anderson behind the dish. It is Lucas at first, Gabriel at second, Rice at short, Reyes at third, and from left to right in the outfield, it is Otis, Corrett, and Weebling. And that is everybody that you will see for Ohio Elite today. I believe they have a total of 10 guys active, a couple guys missing due to injuries, and then one in Jack Nelson due to University School making it to the Final Four for the first time in school history. So congrats to Jack and the rest of the preppers. It would have been nice to see them, but unfortunately, after making that 45-minute drive out to Hunting Valley, they canceled the game.
Mother Nature.
0-2 count on Klawowski, the pitcher. Thought about it outside. Good snag behind the dish by Anderson. Ball 1. You can tell on that strike he definitely wanted to offer at it, but in the end does the right thing and pulls back. Klawowski trying again in the box. The 1-2. This time he swings and misses, and the side is retired. A good response by Hoon on the mound, but the damage has been done. Athletics wanted an early run, and they get it in the form of 2 big plays. The first one, Clavili, a great nuke into right center, just getting past everybody. It's a triple. Then the sac fly of Luis Zarella puts him at home, and Athletics on the board. Middle of 1 in Kent. It is the 5 seed on top of the 4. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Still a light drizzle outside at Schoonover Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. Bottom of the first inning set to get underway. Athletics an early 1-0 lead, and Cam, you called it perfectly in the pregame. If the ball gets past the outfield, it is going to roll to the wall given the precipitation that has now descended onto the turf.
Yeah, and it's probably going to stay that way for most of the day, especially as the rain keeps falling down. It's going to be the same thing. So for the outfield, you got to keep the ball in front of you.
It is Luca Reyes, the St. Ed's man, stepping in to begin the bottom of the first. He takes strike 1 on the outside edge. Luca Reyes, a sophomore. He, along with Langston Lucas, 2 big pieces of the Eagles' offense this year. The 0-1 just off the plate. No, they call it in at the end. 0-2. Just on the edge of the zone. A very good spot. That's exactly where he wants to live. I wouldn't be surprised to see him attack there again. This time it looks like it's going to go there. Breaks inside at the end, and that is enough to get Reyes down swinging for out number 1.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down.
That is the dream start for Klawowski on the mound. You saw him in the last inning at the plate, strikeout swinging. That is paying it forward, if you will. Now Michael Rice, the shortstop, will step in. Another sophomore. Opposed to St. Ed's is the other end of the true holy war of St. Ignatius. A lot of holy wars in the state of Ohio, but I believe if you say the holy war, it's going to be Ed's and Iggy.
Most likely.
That is the one with the most history behind it, at least. Another good start to this at-bat for Klasovsky on the mound. 2 strikes in a row. Yet to throw a ball.
Watch this.
Not quite. Chopped up the middle towards short, and it will be booted. And E6 will give first base to Rice.
I thought we were going to have the classical announcer's jinx right there. That's why I said watch this.
That's why I didn't say anything after that. I was just going to let it happen at that point. Either way, Rice able to hustle it out, courtesy of the air from Guzovsky over at short. Ben Otis, the left fielder, now steps in. Otis, a sophomore at Cardinal Mooney over in the Youngstown area. Klasovsky checks and deals. Goes to the bottom right corner, and there is his first ball of the day.
Just a little bit later.
But still a very good start. He was throwing his best stuff from the get-go, and as I said in the intro, expect aggressiveness, especially on the mound, from the start. Klasovsky, good pickoff move, not in time. I like the aggression there, and I like that hop-turn mixture as it gave a good throw over to first. Maybe not the most challenging one, but still, it's a good warning shot. That pitch fouled away into the trees off to our right. And you can kind of see over at first when Rice gets his secondary, it is definitely one that invites a throw back to first, but given how far off the bag he is, he could easily take second.
Yeah, especially with the ball gets past the first baseman.
And we saw that move a lot yesterday in our 2 games at Jackson. That pitch running inside and upstairs, 2-1. Klasovsky not afraid to attack the outer edge, but also up and in. And as well, another throwback to first, not in time. After Otis, it goes to Ohio Elite's extra hitter in A.J. Mitchell. Another good take in the box by Otis. Once again, 1-0 your score, courtesy of a Zarella sac fly in the top of the first. Good pop over to second. It will drop in. They get the lead runner for the back end. Not in time as it will scoot on by. No damage done as the dugout fence will send it right back 2 down.
It's kind of a weird play there. It looked like he might have hit it off the end cap and kind of a little cue over towards second base, but good job able to stick with it and get the lead runner, and then obviously, like you said, the bad throw. Unfortunate not to get the double play there, but like you said, no damage done.
Zarella could have been aggressive and potentially made that catch, but I like him letting that travel to him. You get the for sure out, you don't try anything crazy, and you don't get another error on the board.
Exactly. I mean, especially with that weird, it looked like a really weird spin on it.
A.J. Mitchell stepping in, seeing a first pitch strike. Throw back to 1, not in time. Mitchell, the one and only Federal League player represented on either roster. He comes to Ohio Elite by way of Uniontown Lake. Good pop down the right field line. If it's down, that's extra bases potentially, but it will go just foul. If that would have fallen, that definitely had a good trajectory to roll into that back right corner.
Yeah, probably if that fell. Probably at least a double, if not more.
In the on-deck circle after Mitchell, it goes to yet another power hitter in Langston Lucas. Lucas, the other end of that St. Ed's duo. Throwback to 1, not in time, a little bit too high. Klasovsky's right there. If he can bring down that throw a little bit more, I think he will pick off a runner at first today. Ground ball down the right side, taken, foul. And now they say fair, and if that's the designation, the side is retired, and it is. It looked like he pointed that it was fair. We will see where he touched that one, Cam, as I am not convinced.
I thought that was definitely foul.
We will see where he ended up bringing it in. Chopped down the line.
He Grab that in foul ground.
That was in foul territory based on the way that he slid. Either way, the inning is over with a ground out to first. Athletics wins the first inning. 1-0 your score. Still plenty of baseball left to go in this one on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Good first inning of baseball here at Schoonover Stadium. 1-0 your score in favor of the number 5 seed Athletix. Their offense back for some more. We saw them have a great start to the game with that leadoff triple. How do you think they start this inning? Well, here's our answer in the meantime. Fly ball right side, and it will be fair. It just ties the line, and the tie goes to the ball to its left.
I actually do think that one was fair.
Perfectly tiptoes the line. Once again, I would say it kind of ties the line just right in the middle, but I think enough of the baseball is down. Enough of the baseball is down in fair territory.
I think that's fair.
That's a double. What an interesting start to this ball game, Cam.
Definitely interesting to say the least.
Good bit of hitting by Vinny Ross, one of 3 EHs for Athletics. He was a junior this past season at Western Beaver High School. I believe that is in the Pennsylvania area or in an area of Ohio that I am not too familiar with. Now Cameron Herrick, the third baseman, steps in. Runner in scoring position, nobody down. This is a very good spot for Athletics. Ball one taken in the dirt. If you're Hoon right now, you have to know the situation. Anything in the outfield that is down will most likely score a run. You have to pitch around that, but at the same time, you need to continue pitching the way that you did this season for Twinsburg. Get key outs, force hard contact to your fielders, and go from there.
Exactly, but if he can get out number 1 here at the plate, that's definitely what he's thinking about.
It's an uphill battle for the time being. 2-0 count. Hoon checks and deals. Ground ball, shot foul down the left field line towards the dugout. And looking down that far side, a nice little canopy set up just off to the left of Ohio Elite's dugout. Just kind of an interesting setup at Kent State. And as well, over in the distance, you can see the batting cages and that whole complex. Very well done. Back pick to 2. It sails into center field. The backup prevents any damage.
Yeah, good backup there. I mean, doesn't help with the dive back into second. Obviously, the dive in, he would have to get up and run to second, and by that time, most likely would be out. But at the same time, if that ball gets past him, easily scoring.
Either way, I like Anderson's aggressiveness there. Just try and get an out somewhere. That's a big idea. On the 3-1, it will be taken up and out for ball 4. Once again, 2 base runners in the inning.
Not necessarily the worst thing, though. I mean, first base was open. You now do set up the double play. But at the same time, like you said, still allowing that base runner.
Will Garrick, the catcher, a chance to really give Athletics a big lead early. Depending on where he puts this ball, anywhere from a 2-run to a 4-run lead with one swing of the bat. Popped down the right side, foul. I think the tale of this game, Cam, is going to be that right field line. Whichever team can attack it better, which as of right now is this Athletics squad, that team's going to win it. But at the same time, if the conditions get better, the sun comes out, the field dries up, the outfield could become a little less unpredictable. Just a lot of moving pieces for this game, and at some point you're going to have to make a decision with the pitchers of how many pitches can they throw and how many arms can you throw in this game and still be set up for success in the next game. After Garriga goes to Joe Marska, the left fielder. A good offensive start for Athletics. 1-0 your score. The pitch. In there for strike three looking, and that is a big out, number one at the dish for Hoon.
Absolutely. I was talking about it before the walk, and then obviously the walk, but just very good job getting strike or out number one at home, and now you have the chance for the double play, inning double play.
Joe Marska, the left fielder, steps in, a chance to do some damage, but at the same time could end the inning. An swing for strike one. Kind of an awkward shot, just kept the bat in and didn't extend. We also could see a potential bunt with the infield playing at such a deep depth. Instead, it's a ground ball between third and short, and that will load up the bases for Cole Moraski. Beautiful bit of hitting. He sees that gap in between third and short, perfectly hits it.
Yeah, perfectly hits it right through, but good job by the left fielder. Quickly getting to that ball and getting it in.
Would you say corners in, middle deep?
I would say so, and it looks like Ohio Elite agrees.
You always have to cut off a run at home if you can, but at the same time, a double play gets you out of the inning. You have to play for that too. First pitch is in there for a strike to Moraski.
Especially when you're already down one.
And it does appear we will be getting a little bit more rain. The 0-1. Hit down the right field line. That is extra bases. One run will score. They send number two. They will send the third. It's at least a double for Moraski. He will go to third. He is in standing. A 3 RBI triple standing. 4-0 Athletics.
Wow, I mean, just right down the first base line and past that first baseman who you bring in to try and cut off that run at home, and it backfires on you immediately.
Another extra hitter making a big impact play. It might be early, Cam, but that could be a player of the game candidate. That is big for Athletics. And run number 5 now 90 feet away for Jaden Wallace, the 10 hitter. Still one down in the top of the second inning. The Athletics running away with this one. First pitch up and out for ball one. Once again, after this, we will have game 2 of our quadruple plus 1 header. I don't know exactly the term for 5 offhand.
Penta?
But it could be
Penta header?
Penta header, we'll go with it. Game number 2, 3 and 6 seed. It is the Northeast Padres scouting team taking on the number 6 seed Ohio Elite Ackerman.
Because Penta's 5.
I would assume it is, but you never hear that.
Yeah, I've never heard Penta header.
Well, we've done it now. And that's a hard 90 running inside.
I think it hit both the batter and the catcher.
2 for the price of 1. And that once again establishes a double play ball for the 11 hitter, Matthew Campbell. Campbell, another player from the Youngstown area over at Canfield. The Cardinals, a tremendous season. A lot of people had them losing in districts, but whenever you see the name of the Canfield Cardinals in that OHSAA brackets, damage can be done. They made it all the way to the regional final where they got run-ruled by Lake Catholic. The moment that we saw the Marlington game, and I cover Marlington, I was saying, okay, this is a chance for them to make that run, and they just went through and made it to a regional final as the 12 seed. Complete props to them. And I think really the coolest thing about them, Cam, they're the Cardinals. They wear the St. Louis Cardinals jerseys.
Wow.
It's really unique. You usually don't see that. You do see some changes for baseball, but nothing along those lines. It's really unique, and it's one of the things that makes Canfield such a great program. I'm sure they will be reloading again for next year as they always find a way to compete come mid-May. Fouled back for strike 1. But Campbell, the right fielder, looking to put run number 5 on the board. The run rule slightly different, Cam. 12 runs after 3, I believe it is. 10 after 4, 8 after 5. So everything's slightly moved up. And based on the way the Athletics offense is rolling right now, we could see one. And with this rain, I think both teams would hope for that, as we could see a potential delay if it gets worse.
Especially if any thunder or lightning. But right now, it's just rain. Knock on wood.
Because you said that, it's going to happen.
I know. That's why I said knock on wood.
Payoff pitch upstairs. No, they call it in there for strike 3 at the end. It's out number 2 looking. Strikeout number 3 from Hoon. As well, the second one with the bat on the shoulders. And as well, Cam, you can't joke about Lightning given Kent State being the Golden Flashes.
Golden Flashes, yes.
Still runners at the corners, 2 down, and it will be chopped to short. A chance to end the inning. The throw across the diamond is in time, and the side is retired. A good job reestablishing by Lucas over at first on that stretch. That could have definitely gone a little bit wayward if he didn't keep his foot on the bag, but did a good job. Boots retired, and so is the side. But Cole Moraski, the man of the hour here in Kent, a 3 RBI triple, standing nonetheless, puts Athletics at a 4-0 advantage. This is the 2025 Kent State Invite number 1 16-17U wildcard round on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. The rain continuing to come down here at Kent State University. 4-0 your score. Athletics on top. Popped up down the left field line and not playable. Out of here, foul. But Cam, going back to that second inning, we talked about that right field line being a key place to watch. Lo and behold, the triple to that right field corner. It's a 1-1 count on Langston Lucas, the lefty from St. Ed's. The pitch. Ground ball chopped right side of the infield. Zarella has it at second. The throw to one is in time for out number 1. That is technically ground out number 3 of the day for OEB. 2 traditional, 1 was a fielder's choice. A lot of outs recorded on the ground. With 1 down, now it is the catcher Colt Anderson stepping in. Anderson, a sophomore, plays his high school ball for the mighty Archbishop Hoban. And we're hearing corrections. Andrews, not Anderson. Apologize for that to the roster. Slight discrepancy. 0-1 the count. Mark that down so we don't have that happen again. And I think it's kind of fitting. Going back to a kind of iconic line from Friends as Chandler being faked watching football. There's no Anderson. And in this case, there truly is no Anderson. It's Andrews. Either way, Hoban, a very good baseball school in the area. I believe their season ended in the district finals at the hands of a very talented Rocky River squad. And Rocky River, I believe, they bowed out in the regional semis. Still a few local teams left playing the main one US, but still some good teams in D1. Some, I believe, some Stark County teams still in and around. But next week will officially end every OHSAA season, which... Cam, your thoughts as you played in the OHSA. We expanded to 7 divisions, and now Father's Day is the final day of the season, potentially a month after some graduations, which, if you're a Minerva player, that would be the case exactly.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of how it is. It's kind of how it's going to be going forward. I mean, I think the expansion of divisions was probably a good thing, but obviously we won't know until we get further down the line, and in a couple of years we can really look back on it and really give our opinion.
Andrews will have a courtesy runner as he earns a free pass. Langston Lucas on the base path as Kyler Hoon with one down will step in. And if you are Hoon right now as the starting pitcher for OEB, this is your chance to help out your cause with some offense. The pitch. Good spot. Dips too much in the end for ball one. I believe, Cam, you said the rain expected to be pretty much steady from now until 6.
Pretty much.
And that means it would clear right around the second inning mark of our championship game, assuming we remain on schedule. We have 2 hours until the next game, so if this game speeds up a little bit, we have a chance for that, or if a run rule happens. If not, we could be delayed. Fouled into the back netting, 1-2 the count. But I would say this is one of the nicest, if not the nicest complex that we have streamed from for baseball.
Absolutely.
Tri-C, a very nice field, but this, the net, the turf, the stadium feel, it's everything you want from a Division I complex. The 1-2, a good ball running inside, pop deep to center, but on a good bit of positioning, the play is made for out number 2. We've seen the infield and the outfield kind of press in a little bit more this game, just kind of seeing the ball die or make sure it doesn't zip by. That time, the outfield at a good depth that makes sure no damage happens out in center. That was Clivelli, the leadoff hitter for Athletix, who also will lead off the next inning with that play. And he had a triple to begin the game around half hour ago. Ben Corritt, the sophomore from Mayfield, now steps in. 2 down, still a runner at first to work with. Bunt shown, chopped behind. And I believe, Cam, when we got here, we discovered some Kent State bingo cards, and one of the things was a bunt going foul.
Do you want me to get them?
I feel like that could be fun for game number 2 or later on in this game.
We will see.
Throwback to 1, not in time. Once again, the winner of this game will take on the 1 seed Premier Ohio. That game, I believe, beginning at around 1:15. Good eye on the outside corner. After Corritt, it goes to Joey Gabriel, then Ryan Weebling, then Top. Ohio Elite in search of some offensive answers. Big lead over at first. Throwback, just not in time. Definitely a lot closer.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close, but definitely a good idea to try and keep those runners in check.
Especially with 2 down, get that out on the base path. Forget momentum. Gehrig unable to glove it cleanly behind the dish. Keeps it close enough to avoid any movement on the base path. Once again, Athletix will have the top of their order with Clivelli, Zorella, and Gazowski set to swing in the top of the 3rd. Fouled away into the trees. Good powerful swing on the 2-1. In the on-deck circle, once again, it is Joey Gabriel, the second baseman. But if you are Ohio Elite, especially defensively, you are going to need to settle things down in this 3rd inning. Otherwise, your chances of making it to the next round are going to be even slimmer. And we've seen teams in these tournaments who are a low seed make it all the way to the championship game and win. Last year in the Diamond League tournament, the 1 seed bowed out in the semifinals to a 4 seed who run ruled them in 4 innings. Down low for ball 4. Good job by Corritt to draw the walk. And with 2 down, 2 runners on for Gabriel.
Yeah, good position here. If you're Ohio Elite, got to get some runs on the board. Try to get some back that you gave up, especially last inning.
After our 5 games today, don't go anywhere. We have 3 more tomorrow over at Lakewood. We have the 18U Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament semifinals and finals. 3, 5:30, and 8 first pitches. We will have those game links up tonight when we know who is playing. Ground ball taken in nicely at second, and the side is retired. Zarella does a good job letting the ball travel back deep to him, just on the edge of the outfield.
Yeah, just a simple play right there. Doesn't try and do too much. Stays down on it. Makes a nice simple throw to first, and completes the inning.
Like I said earlier, we've seen a lot of players play a little bit more in, and this time truly on the edge of that grass. Just lets it travel to him, knowing the speed of the turf. Usually you say charge, but that's just a good heads-up situational play by the second baseman, Zarella. No damage done by Ohio Elite in the second. We flip to the third. Athletics looking for more, up by 4. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. As Andrews throws on down to second. Welcome back to Schoonover Stadium. 4-0 your score in favor of Athletix, live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. He's Cam Ragazzo. I am Nathan Smee. On the call for you this morning, if you are just joining us, another early game today, Cam. We're going to get used to these, and as we do more of these Kent State invites and other tournaments in partnership with the 965 Midwest Challenge, that alarm clock ringing at 5:30 a.m. is just going to come as just how things are now. Ground ball to third. A good throw across is in time for out number 1. That was Clavelli trying to leg that one out. Reyes denies it with a strong throw across.
Yeah, it was a good, strong throw across. Let the ball travel to him. Got it on, I believe, the second or third hop, but makes a good, nice, strong throw over to first to complete the putout.
And we will see it there. Just takes his time, strides back in that throw. Excellent as well on that stretch. And no surprise, it's Langston Lucas at first, Reyes at third. That St. Ed's connection is strong across the diamond. Ball one taken by Zarella. He had a sac fly in his lone plate appearance so far. This time he will have a ground ball on a one-hop to second, and he will be retired for out number 2. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to be screaming towards that right center field gap.
That's what I thought, too.
Just an awkward dying of the baseball. It just kind of hit a force field, it felt like, as there was just not enough behind it. Gazowski, the shortstop, now steps in. Over 1 on the day with a ground out to second. And now a line out to short that will retire the side. A nice catch by Rice. Gets the order of Athletics to go 1, 2, 3.
Very, very quick inning.
Exactly what he wanted to do. The order goes in order. It's the top, and we will continue to go with that 4-5-6 trend. Could this be a turning point for Ohio Elite? That's the question that we want answered, and Ohio Elite wants that answer themselves. A chance to do some damage when we return. Middle of 3 in rainy Kent, Ohio. Athletics still in control, up by 4. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Ground ball to begin the bottom of the third is fouled down the right field line. 4-0 your score on SmeeSports. An interesting affair so far. The first two innings kind of took a long while to get done, especially with the offense of Athletix. But after a 1-2-3 inning for the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, the game seemingly has calmed down. And that is a loud bang below us in the stands.
I don't know where that landed.
Well, Cam, if you run out there right now, you might be able to get a souvenir baseball. 2 strikes the counts. Kosovsky looking for strikeout number 2 on the afternoon. Unable to find it there. It's ball 1 upstairs. It's Weebling, then top for Ohio Elite in the bottom of the third. The 1-2 off the plate barely for ball 2. Ryan Weebling, the sophomore from Canfield, another representative of that very talented Cardinal squad. The 2-2 in there for strike 3, looking a downed pitch by Kosovsky for out number 1.
Yeah, it's absolute paint right there on the outside corner. Tried to get it on that 1-2 count just off the plate. You see the end of that from the replay, but then just comes back with the fastball and dots that outside corner.
It was a thing of beauty. You even see that stride, just perfect, boom, right on the money. And as play resumes, it is hit down the right field line. It is going to be extra bases for Luca Reyes, the leadoff hitter. He is cruising into second. Now will turn for 3, and he is in there with a slide. It's overthrown, but no more movement. Is that the breakthrough OEB needed? What a swing by Reyes. Perfectly down the line. Cam, is that what they needed?
That might definitely be. I thought that was going to go, well, definitely very well went over the head of the third baseman. I thought it was going to go even further than that, but good backup there.
Rice had the excellent catch on the line out to end the top of the inning. He has a chance here to put OEB on the board. Takes strike 1, same spot that rung up Weebling. And he has really loved that outside corner. He has attacked it more than really anywhere. The 0-1 hangs it right over the plate. Rice unable to connect. That was a dangerous pitch from Kosovsky. But Rice quickly down in the count, 0-2. Kosovsky sets and deals. Fouled away heavily into the parking lot.
As long as it's not by my car.
I was about to say the same thing.
Which is, I parked next to mine.
So 1-2 the count on Rice. Kosovsky sets and deals. Brings it inside, unable to connect. But I like his movement across the zone. He starts outside, then brings it right back in. If you're Rice, you're thinking, okay, we're going to see another one outside. All of a sudden, it's brought back in. Even if you do make contact, it's going to be a weak chopper as you just try to fling the bat inside with your hands. 2-2 off the plate, but right on the line for strike 3 looking. Another looking punch out for out number 2.
Another beautiful pitch. I mean, goes with the probably a slider there. Just hits that outside edge and living there all day.
It was slightly off, but based on the stick of the catcher, that's what brought it back in. First pitch hung over the plate, and that will put OEB on the board. Ben Otis, a good bit of hitting to the left side, splits third and short.
He was tired of waiting. He just jumped on the first pitch, didn't want to see any of those breaking balls. Jumps on the first one and gives OEB their first run of the day.
And that is a big run for OEB Andrews. They needed a spark. Reyes gave it to them partially, but Otis able to finish it up. Mitchell now steps in, runner at first, 2 down. A good pop down the right field line, but foul just over the bullpen. Once again, Cam, that right field line is going to be the story of the game. Whoever can use it better is probably going to win this game. Albeit a few good hits for OEB down that way, it is still Athletix using it better. Good pitch, top right, just unable to squeak it in. 1-1 count.
And really back to your point, that big 3-run triple down the right field line. Big one for Athletix.
And it is the point of difference right now. The 1-1 hung over the plate, popped up into right center field. Definitely playable. Campbell underneath, and the side is retired, but not before OEB is able to get on the board, courtesy of Ben Otis. End of 3 at Schoonover Stadium. Athletics still on top, but now 4-1 your score. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. OEB able to get a run on the board, courtesy of an RBI single from Ben Otis, but still a lot of work to do. 4-1 your score as we enter the 4th inning. A very good game of baseball so far. That RBI triple down the right field line that scored 3 runs, still the point of difference. If you're this Athletics order, what is your mindset coming in here? Station to station or the big swing?
I think it's kind of a little bit of both.
A good effort to get a piece of that one. Still fouled away for strike 1.
I mean, we've seen the extra base hits multiple times today by both teams, but the extra base hit plus maybe a single or a sac fly like we saw in the first inning is all you need.
2 foul balls from Klasovsky. 0-2 the counts. Brennan, the starting pitcher for Athletics. So far in this game, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but he also has 3 of his own on the mound. The 0-2. Very much upstairs. After Klasovsky, it goes to Vinny Ross, then Cameron Herrick. That's the 4, 5, and 6 slots for Athletics. A good pop on the 1-2 into center field. Underneath it for OEB is Koritz, and he has it for out number 1. A simple routine flyout to begin the 4th. Now Ross steps in. He doubled in his lone plate appearance today. If he can do that again here for Athletics, that would be big. Right now, their goal is to get that run they surrendered right back. They're up by 3, yes, but in a tournament, all it takes is one bad inning where the wheels fall off for your time in the competition to be done. And he may have done it again. It sure looks like he did. He will take the turn, and he will be held up at first. It was a good relay in center by OEB. Either way, it's a gap single for Vinny Ross.
I thought he was still going to take the turn and go to 2. It took a very wide turn at first, but like you said, elects to stay at 1.
It's a gapper for sure, but you see it just hop off of that tall right center field wall, and that really helps out OEB's defense.
It was nowhere near the wall.
It looked like it kind of died there. It's tough to tell exactly where it died out there. But just an awkward hop off of the turf. Either way, a good cutoff, as I think, Cam, at a minimum, it was going for 2. At worst for OEB, that could have been a triple.
Yes, I would agree.
After Herrick, it goes to Garrick in the on-deck circle. 0-2 the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2. I was going to say before this at-bat, and if that would have been a double, would we have seen a bunt? But given the speed, I think that kind of answered that question. Still runner at first, 2 down now as Hoon has a total of 4 punch-outs. Garrick steps in. He is one of those strikeout victims. But if OEB's defense can once again blank the Athletics, they have a chance to potentially tie this game up in the bottom of the fourth if their offense can continue to hit the ball well. Back pick down to 1, scooped up in time by Lucas.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, saw their offense finally get their first run last inning. If they can keep it going in the bottom of the fourth, could be good for them. Little comeback.
And they don't need it all at once. If they can get one run just each of these last couple of innings, they have a chance to win this game. Ground ball up the middle. It is through into the gap. Cut off in center. It is clipped up, but still close enough to avoid any more damage. It will be a single for Gehrig, but for a split second, Athletix thought they found their 5th run based on an E8.
Yeah, definitely kind of a little hiccup there in center, but still able to stick with it and pick it up and make a nice strong throw in to prevent the runners from advancing.
Just an awkward clip. You see it there. It's a great recovery out in center. If that didn't happen, maybe you're aggressive and send that runner home, which I think you are. Especially given that error, you work on the potential of a frazzled center fielder, and you take advantage. Strike 1 into Joe Marsko. 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Marsko just finished up his high school career over at Girard. He was their captain this year. Girard, a very good campaign as they made it a good distance in the playoffs. I believe they lost in the district final. Either district final or regional semi. It's a good pop deep to left center, and it will be cut off just in time to retire the side. That looked destined for the gap as well.
Yeah, good play by the center fielder right there, ranging over and making the catch over the shoulder almost.
Court just threw his glove up there. I don't know if he thought he was going to get there or not, based on the way he just threw the glove up in the air. We'll watch it back. You see it on your screen. Just throws it up there and hopes.
Kind of just threw it up there. Almost overran it a little bit, but still able to come down with the grab and keep the runners off the board, at least for the time being for Athletics. But now, can OEB's offense keep rolling like they did last inning?
Sometimes all it takes is one play in the field to spark your offense. We saw that with a line out to Rice last inning. That great catch in left center. Is that the spark OEB needs? Find out when we return. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. It's a quicker return to the action than expected. Langston Lucas on the first pitch of the bottom of the fourth singles over towards right center. 4-1 your score. OEB, they're looking for a spark offensively. They have one run. Lucas now on the base path could be that spark. And you're looking at this game a lot closer than expected based off of the first inning plus the top of the second. A great bunt. It just kind of dies right in front of the pitcher, but the play is made at 1 for out number 1. But Lucas now in scoring position. For the first time today, we see true small ball.
Some weird spin on that bunt. Looked like it was kind of going more towards the first base side, and then it hits the turf and goes pretty much right into the pitcher's glove almost.
Colt Andrews does the job that he was asked to do. Now Kyler Hoon, the pitcher, steps in, which another spot we could see a bunt. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see another one here. And the infield not really playing for it outside of first. Hoon fouls it into the back netting for strike 1.
If he can just push this through the right side of the infield, especially with the big hole that the second baseman is leaving between him and the first base. Could be another run for Ohio Elite.
And they need one here. Make it 4-2 entering the fifth. They have a good chance. Good break into the zone. No, just upstairs. Both pitchers have had a lot of close misses today, but I feel like the zone has been fair and equal for both sides. No real, quote-unquote, howlers from the officials. And that's really what you want to see. You want to see good calls, and they've been a great crew. No issues today. Just a good baseball game. The 1-1 runs inside. Too much. It's ball 2.
Maybe outside of that one foul ground ball.
Outside of
but
that.
I mean, didn't really amount to anything.
And exactly. If you're going to make a mistake like that, at least it's at a point where nothing really could have happened. Klosowski, it looked like he was prepared for a timing play based on that spin, and if the timing play was on, he would have been out at second. Or at least a close call. We've seen the timing play work perfectly, as in Tri-C's case. We've also seen it amount to a run in the case of Hawken. And Josephet's using his head for more than just baseball purposes. Well, maybe baseball purposes. Throwback, not in time. That was more of a traditional timing play.
It didn't glance off the helmet of the runner this time.
That was still probably the most obscure play of the season. Maybe the RBI block was worse. The 3-1 just hits the inside corner for strike 2.
I think it was just so obscure because we were in right field and we didn't have the greatest angle to it, and it was just like, wow, did that just hit off his head?
Now, that didn't do any favors, I will give you that. The payoff pitch over the plate and fouled back. But right here at Schoonover Stadium, a very good head-on view of the field. We've done a few games over at Skeels Field on the campus of Akron. Kent State fans, I'm sorry, I know now that as you're eating your morning cereal, you just put your spoon down in disgust, but Skeels Field, a very beautiful campus over in the heart of Akron. Payoff pitch, it's ball 4, and that will put 2 runners on with 1 down. And I will give Kent State a lot of credit. Their field a lot more accessible than Skeels Field.
That is very true.
Skeels Field, you have to walk, I think, a mile around the complex to get in. There's no perfect cut through. You have to walk around from that back parking garage to in. Here, you just pull up and you're here.
Well, in your case, you pulled up to center field and then maybe move your car.
It's still the same spots.
But yes.
First pitch in there for strike 1. It is Benjamin Corritt, 0 for 0 on the day, back in. He was one of now 3 walks surrendered by Klosowski. The 0-1. In there for strike 2. A good response by Klosowski on the mound. Obviously, some damage could be happening behind him, but his focus has to be at the plate right now. Get out number 2, then you have a force at first, second, and third. Another attempted timing play this time, a lot closer than the other 2.
Yeah, he was worrying about the runners behind him trying to do some damage.
And I feel like 0-2, you attack the batter here. You don't worry about the runner at second. Then 2 outs you could. If that ball gets by, now is not the time to allow that run. A lot of the time, especially in high school, you hear coaches yell, focus on the batter. And there is a lot of truth to that statement, as if you're focused too much on the runners, you're going to lose the batter. And all of a sudden, look, you have another runner. You don't want to multiply your problems by neglecting the one right in front of you. That's also a good notion for life. The 1-2 off the plate, and we're going to have some movement. Delayed by about 5 or 10 seconds. No, that's not internet lag, but everybody takes a base.
Kind of just skipped away from the catcher right there.
I think they were making sure he wasn't faking it.
I believe it. Well, I think he thought he had the ball in his glove, and then he looked down, and it was not there.
From a base running perspective, and given the animosity once again, would you really put it past to try and pull off that play? Especially in this scenario. The 2-2, ground ball, weakly hit left side. This will score a run. The throw to 1 is not in time. What hustle down the line? Benjamin Corritt putting on a clinic. He had that great play in left center to retire the side in the top of the inning, and he has an RBI infield single in the bottom.
Yeah, just like you said, always hustling down the line, and just a prime example of it right there. SmeeSports, not only a sports YouTube channel, apparently we give life advice now as well.
If YouTube monetization would give us some good ratings for that, I would definitely do it. Namaste. Runners at the corner, still one down. Popped into right field. This could see another run score. That's out number 2. The play at the plate, it will be cut off, and there is no contest. Ohio Elite back within 1 out of nowhere. Good sac fly by Joey Gabriel.
But like we were talking about earlier, we said if Ohio Elite could scratch across maybe 1 or 2 this inning, they're really in a good position, especially with how their defense has been going and how their offense is still rolling.
This is a great beginning to a long day of baseball at Schoonover Stadium. Ground ball ripped down the right side, and I think the hand or elbow guard came off on the swing. Powerful Weebling. Ball is just going to roll around. Put him at the corner, still 2 down. The tying run 90 feet away.
Yeah, and like you said, I think that's some kind of protective guard. He can't, I guess it probably wasn't on all the way.
That completely threw me off.
I think that was an elbow guard. Yeah, that was kind of really weird.
I figured it was, but it could have been anything, really. And now it's Luca Reyes. He had that triple a little while back. A base hit, and we are tied at 4. It's a good rip down the right side, but foul.
Way foul, but if that's fair.
I don't think he's thinking about tying up this game. I think he wants a little bit more. But one swing can be deceiving. 1 strike count on Reyes, 1 for 2 on the day. Dangerous spot. It's just going to miss off the plate. When that ball started to kind of declare, I thought, okay, he's ripping that into left center. That looked perfect to drive. Either way, it's off the plate for ball 1. The 1-1, similar spot this time, brought in a little bit more for strike 2. I am surprised he went back to that same pitch. At least from here, Cam, it's looking like a ball that is destined for left center. It just depends on how much follow through you have. This time he runs it inside and gets the chop swing.
Not even a swing, kind of just moved the bat just a little bit, just hits off of it and kind of actually was more of a redirect.
I mentioned it earlier with Klesovsky. He works outside, heats one in, and you get a swing just like that. It works out pretty good for him on the mound. 1-2, runner goes. It's ball 2, and I think that should still go down as a stolen base.
It will go down as a stolen base, although Shenanigans tried. Really what he was trying to do was bait a throw from the catch so the other run could score, but obviously not falling for it there.
And we have a full count, 3-2 on Reyes. After Reyes, it goes to Rice, then Otis. This is going to be one of the biggest pitches of the afternoon. Klesovsky's payoff. Popped into center, and it will fall. Ohio Elite has a chance to take the lead. It's 4-4, now 5-4. The comeback is complete.
Wow. I mean, we were talking about it. Maybe if Ohio Elite's offense could keep going. Obviously, they scored 1 last inning, but they said, no. We're not going to go little by little. We're going to put up a 4 spot, and they're still not done here.
What a comeback by OEB. It's Luca Reyes now 2 for 3 on the day. That hit, it might be 2 bases less overall, but it's 2 runs more than the last. Is this what you expected in the bottom of the inning?
Probably not. I mean, honestly, especially after that first, it looked like Athletix was kind of just going to run away with it, but OEB maybe a little groggy to start their day after just waking up early, but finally starting to wake up their bats now too.
The pitch, just going to miss. And if you can get some insurance runs on the board, maybe not this inning, but in the next, that could be big. Time has been called by Athletix. They are going to talk things over. What a turn of events.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all you can call it. I mean, just so different from what we were talking about just last half inning. And all of a sudden, if you're Athletix, you got to get to work again the top of next inning. But at the same time, you need to get out of this one first. It's going to be interesting to see from both teams. Not a ton of depth, so really most likely the bullpen arm is going to come out of the field if we do see that change. Looks like pitcher will stay in here, but definitely could be seeing that, especially as we work later on into these games.
If you are a Premier Gambit watching this game, do you want that rematch with Andrews? That's their only loss in this tournament so far. They are the 1 seed. Based on the way that they're playing right now, do you want that?
I don't know, especially with how their bats are waking up here.
The pitch, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful from Klasovsky. 1-1 now the count, but that might have been his best pitch. Just overall beauty and break-wise. Perfectly nuzzled into the zone. Still plenty of baseball left to happen today. One more wild card, 2 semifinals, and a championship game. A lot of intriguing, quote-unquote, fixtures coming up. Klasovsky taking his time, and he will step off.
And another guest joining us later, Josh Manier.
He'll be here for games 3 and 4. Runner goes, gets an extra secondary. It looked like more than a steal. The play is made at 1, and the side is retired. It's a good scoop and throw by Zarella over at second. But Cam, out of nowhere, OEB is in the lead. 4-run score in the bottom of the 4th inning, and this contest has flipped on its head. End of 4 in Kent. OEB Andrews 5, Athletix 4 on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. For those who are just joining us or just tuning back in, a big bottom of the 4th inning saw OEB Andrews plate 4 runs, 5-4 now the score. Cam, let's talk about that big roaring comeback from OEB out of nowhere. They take their first lead of the day.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it just before that. We were talking about them just kind of scratching a couple across, but a couple of key hits there really just puts them back in the lead, and their offense keeps rolling.
And now the game has completely flipped on its head. It's Moraski back in. He's the man of the hour, or at least was for Athletix, as he had that big RBI triple down the right field line. This time he grounds out to Gabriel at second. 1 up, 1 down. A quick start to the top of the 5th. If you are OEB, if you can settle things down defensively, get a few 1-2-3 innings, or at a minimum, just hold this Athletix offense at bay, you are primed for another game later today. And it looks like there will be some potential action in their bullpen. First pitch upstairs for ball 1. That is Ben Otis, the sophomore, getting warm. At least he ran out to the pen. We will see if he comes in or if it's him just doing a stretching routine in anticipation of a start later today. That's the thing. If you think you're going to win and you kind of want to start prepping an arm, you do it for their prep for the next game, and if you need them, they're ready. skied, and it looks like it will stay inside the park, and it will be caught behind the dish for out number 2. Those are always hard to track, no matter if it's clear skies, sun, rain, you name it. A high hanger behind the dish, an Everest of sorts for a catcher.
And you would know.
One of the worst plays that I never made. A lot of plays I didn't make, as you would know, but that was one of the worst. Anything behind the dish, those pop-ups, brutal. But a good job by Andrews, able to track it down. Now Matt Campbell, 0 for 1 on the day, steps back in. 2 up, 2 down to begin the top of the 5th. Good offering in there from Hoon, who has been tremendous on the mound. He had some early rough patches, but since he has worked out of them, he has been really a dominant pitcher for OEB. And as I said yesterday, this Ohio Elite team living up to the elite tag. And you would expect nothing less, at least just looking at the schools where these guys play. The pitch just off the plate. After Campbell, it goes to Connor Boots, the number 12 hitter. Hoon looking to bring it back in. The pitch. A good pop into right center field, and it will bounce past the right fielder, cut off by the center fielder. It will go down as a 2-out single for Matthew Campbell. Beautiful bit of hitting, just putting it in a tough spot for the right fielder to get a clean read, and that gives him first base.
Yeah, and almost a mini mistake there out in center. Kind of misplayed by the right fielder, gets past him, but he gets some leather on it, so it slows it down for the center fielder. Good job backing up there.
First pitch to the 12-hitter Boots is a strike, 0-1 the count. And with so many good hitters in this lineup, it's tough to get them all back up, as it's a 12-man rotation opposed to 10. And that might be the difference between OEB and Athletix right now, the rotation size. 3 EHs to 1. The pitch, missing down low. And speaking of a different rotation, pitching this time, there is some action in the Athletix pen. Cam now having some fun with the binoculars. We'll go and check to see who it is.
I'm doing my best.
I think I saw 27, which would be Vinny Ross.
Yes, that is 27.
So Ross getting warm in the pen for Athletix. Runner goes, the 2-1. It is outside. 3-1 the count, and that is a free base.
Who knew I would actually get to use the binoculars and put them to good use today instead of just messing around with them.
We all knew you were going to use the binoculars, but you said it perfectly, for good use.
I walked in and went, ooh, there's binoculars.
The 3-1. Upstairs for ball 4, and that will put 2 on with 2 down for the top of the order. Now, out of nowhere, can Athletix tie it up after starting 2 up, 2 down?
Tie it up or even try and take the lead.
It is Lincoln Clavelli, the center fielder, back in. 1 for 2 on the day, a ground out and a triple to his name. And I believe that pause was simply to confirm there are 2 outs. Either way, a chance for Clavelli and the rest of the Athletix to do some damage. First pitch in there for strike 1. Hoon not wavering from attacking the zone.
I mean, that's really what he's got to do.
That has been his calling card, his aggression. Off the plate, good stop by Andrews behind the dish. Anything gets by, that's 2 runners in scoring position. That's exactly the situation that the other leadoff hitter in this game, Luca Reyes, had, that he then took advantage of, putting 2 runs on the board. The 1-1. Beautiful spot just at the top of the zone for strike 2. Good movement on that offering, too. Hoon has had some really good offerings this afternoon / morning, as you would expect. The 1-2 just off the plate. But I like his approach on a 2-strike count. He puts it right on the border of the zone and the other batter's box. Sometimes he gets that chase, and if it happens here, he's out of the inning. Hoon takes his time. The 2-2, swing and a miss, and the side is retired. What an aggressive pitch that ends up working in his favor for Kyler Hoon.
Yeah, and you were just talking about it, getting that coveted swing and miss there, and after a quick 2 outs to the inning, little bit of a detour, allowing 2 base runners, but able to get out of it, and still no runs.
Hoon shows him the meatball, but no connection. Middle of 5 at Schoonover Stadium. OEB up by 1 in this wild card matchup. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Welcome back to Schoonover Stadium. Bottom 5 in our first wild card matchup between the 5 and 4 seeds. It's the Athletix trailing 5-4. They led for the good majority of this game, but in the bottom of the 4th inning, OEB turned this one around, plating 4.
Yeah, and they're still looking to put up some insurance here.
Really impressive work from both ball clubs today. These are the top 6 teams left in the competition. And keep in mind, this is an invite-only tournament, Cam. These are the best of the best in their age group, and they are really putting on a good show today. The 0-1 popped into right field, a good high fly ball. Underneath it for the defense of Athletix is Campbell, and he has it for out number 1. As Otis is retired, it will go to A.J. Mitchell, the EH. After Mitchell, then Lucas. So this is the 3, 4, and 5 inning for Ohio Elite. Once again, the winner of this game takes on Premier Ohio Gambetta in the 1 o'clock game. Ground ball towards first. Nobody's there to cover, but the first baseman just able to get back in time for out number 2. And Cam, based on that hesitation, I don't think the umpire was so sure.
It was close.
We will watch it back based on our glorious replay. I'm not convinced either. And I think you kind of saw at the end of the replay the step. It's a tight one. It was really close, but definitively, I can't say either way. I don't mind the call. I don't think it was a bad one. But if you're the first baseman, you got to hustle to that back. You got to make sure you get there in time. The 1-0. Ground ball right side. Back to the first baseman. He will lob it to the pitcher, and his run is in time to retire the side. It's a good cover play by Brennan Klazowski.
That time, more convincing.
Definitely convincing. No doubts about that. Ohio Elite goes in order to end the 5th inning. 2 innings left to go in our first game. OEB looking to hold on to their 5-4 lead when we return. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Well, we have been checking the radar during the break, and Cam, I think you looked at it, and somehow, in some way, as it rains now, for at least the split second you saw it,
There was an opening where there was no rain,
and like the only place within a half an hour with no rain. It was an anomaly in weather, but Mother Nature looks like is going to bring her wrath back down upon Schoonover Stadium.
Just because we said that.
And as well, it's just the rain cycle. The announcer's jinx is powerful, but then again, we're not on ESPN, so we don't have the full power of the jinx quite yet. Even though I have been known to jinx the Browns of a few extra points. That's a good leadoff single for the offense of the Athletics. Just a good bit of hitting into left field. Zarella, he had the sac fly back in the first. Now he gets his first base knock of the afternoon. And he is going to be a big base runner for Athletics as they have 6 outs to work with. And in the meantime, time has been called. Hoon will have a talking to from his head coach. I don't think you make the change here.
Looks like we are going to see a change being made anyways, though.
And it is going to be Ben Otis coming in. Cam, your thoughts? I understand one part of it of, okay, leadoff single, 1-run game, you bring in a fresh arm. But at the same time, maybe one more batter. It's a tough one here in tournament play. You have to find a very good medium between playing your best game with all the resources you have to then know you have to save some of those resources on the mound for another game.
It also depends on how many pitches he'd thrown. I know usually there is a pitch like limit in whether you can be pitching another game possibly today if they're able to make it that far. But, I mean, yeah, I really don't. Obviously, I don't know the pitch count, so maybe that could be an inkling as to why new pitcher comes in here. But definitely, I don't know, it's definitely interesting to see.
That would definitely make sense, and it looks like Game Changer is still delayed. I think he threw 71 pitches.
I think 75 could be that.
Because it was on the 1-1 that he hit it, so that was pitch number 71. Not a bad outing by any means. Right now he is in line for the win, but that can change if Athletics' offense gets ready to go. But if you're Ben Otis coming in right now, what's on your mind as you know this is going to be a big pressure situation and a pressure 6 outs to get?
Well, first off, you just got to be able to throw strikes. Obviously, definitely difficult with the way this rain's coming down. The mound's going to be wet. The ball's going to be wet, especially if it keeps hitting the turf. But you got to just kind of throw that out of your mind. Just go back to your mechanics. You just got to be able to throw strikes.
And I think that will be the message from his catcher as he makes his way to the mound, giving him some words of wisdom. And as well, as I caught for a number of years, a lot of this is, okay, is this what you throw? Yes, we're good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every pitcher's different. You always have to make sure because if you call your breaking ball and theirs is slightly different, look out.
If you call 2 and somehow it's a 2-seam and not a curveball.
The first thing I'm doing is asking their pitching coach what the heck they're doing there. And they're messing with me. But the second thing would be to get that rapport built up. And it's really important. And now more and more we're seeing coaches call the pitches. So that breakdown in communication is seemingly going away. But I know a lot of catchers still call their own pitches. I was fortunate enough throughout my pretty much whole career to be able to call my own pitches, which I did enjoy doing. The 1-0. Misses down low for ball 2. Otis needs to find the zone quick. After Ragazzo, it goes to Klesovsky, then Ross and Herrick. The 2-0. Right in there for strike 1. I don't think he anticipated a swing, just wanted to get something in the zone. Definitely the right pitch call. But a 2-1 count still favoring the hitter, Gazowski. Just a bit too low. Similar spot to the last, but just a titch lower. 3-1 counts.
Yeah, probably just got to bring it up maybe an inch or 2. But, yeah, it didn't look like a bad pitch there.
We could see some aggressiveness on the base path. A big secondary, and it will not matter. It is ball 4, and that will put the tying run in scoring position for Athletics. You saw that secondary, Cam. I think he was thinking about going.
Yeah, but didn't end up needing it. Now, here's the thing. Do you play small ball here, or do you try and make Otis continue to throw strikes? Talked about it when he went in.
Or something even crazier, small ball or hit and run. The ball just skipping as hard as it is. Usually you wouldn't say that, but I feel like that could be the game script. Still nobody out. Popped right side, out of play. Strike one. The question is, will we see that right field line play a factor down the stretch? We've seen it have a lot of interesting and impactful plays so far, but one more might actually be the difference. 0-1 count, the pitch. Just off the plate, evening up the counts. Good lead over at second base for Zarella. It looks like he's trying to get a little bit more, but at the same time, he has to be ready for a potential timing play. The 1-1. Accurately hit it off the bat, and this one will be in fair territory. It is a pseudo bunt for out number one.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a weird play. I like the wording you use, pseudo bunt, because that's pretty much the same thing a bunt would have done. Usually would like to bunt it down that first base side, and then both the runners able to advance, and that's exactly what happened right there.
That's a QAB for your pitcher. And you can still kind of hear the rain continuing to come down. If you look off of the sides in those dugouts, I mean, it looks like a driveway on a Sunday morning. Just a lot of water. You wake up, oh, look, it rained overnight. That's what it looks like right now. And the thing is, when we got here at 7, it was looking like it was going to be a nice day.
Yeah, it was nothing.
It was a beautiful day for baseball. Still is. First pitch popped right side. Foul. 0-1 the count. That is Vinny Ross in the batter's box, and he was warming up a little while ago in the pen for Athletix. We could see him come on in the bottom of the inning, depending on the game script. Right now, the goal is at least tie up the game, if not take back the lead. Single gets the job done. Third's normal depth. Second and short are back. First is inside the pseudo grass. The 0-1. Swing and foul back 0-2. And I think the arm slot is definitely throwing off these hitters.
Definitely. And then sometimes Otis goes with the high leg kick. Sometimes he doesn't. So could definitely also be throwing off their timing.
If you get out number 2 at the plate, that is a big quote-unquote heat check for your pitcher. Otis taking his time. 0-2 the count. The pitch. Taken in for ball 1 by Andrews. Just a good snag behind the dish. Able to keep it close. He knows if anything gets past, we're tied. Tying run at third. Go ahead at second. Otis taking his time once again. Here comes the 1-2. Ground ball down the left field line. It is fair, and Athletix will take back the lead. Ross is going to go to second, and he will trot on in. It is a 2 RBI double. Vinny Ross gets the job done, and Athletix, at long last, finally take back their lead.
This time, instead of the right field line, it's the left field line. And just like you said, hug that line all the way down into the corner, and just a really nice piece of hitting right there.
And now he has a chance to come in the bottom of the inning and I think get a save for himself then across 2 innings, but still.
Yes.
And unless the offense goes and scores a bunch more, which then that obviously changes that. But up by 1, you have insurance at second base. This is a big spot for the Athletix. Just like Ohio Elite, really out of nowhere, they take the lead. It wasn't expected heading into this inning. It was 2 up, 2 down. And all of a sudden, everything has changed. Now an 0-2 count on Herrick, the third baseman. In the on-deck circle, Will Garrick. And we can kind of hear it faintly in the background. Some of the teams playing in the next time slot are getting warm over in the batting cages. The 0-2 fouled into the trees. We will have a revolving door of talent, so to speak, this afternoon. Total of 6 teams playing today. You can play a total of 3 games at the most. If you're the top 2 seeds, you play a maximum of 2. but a good amount of the teams here are one-and-dones. But one of these teams, they have the tough task of taking down Premier Gambetta. That game happening at, I believe, 1 o'clock. 2-strike count on Herrick. Now the pitch. Runs inside, almost connects. Not enough over the plate. It's ball 1. For OEB in the bottom of the inning, it's Andrews, Hoon, and Corrit set to swing. And they are going to need some big swings. 1-2 count. The pitch. Down low for ball 2. What do you think the approach of OEB is going to be in this bottom of the 6th inning? They need runs, but at the same time, they have 6 outs to work with.
You got to try and get it back now, obviously. At least tie it up, and then could try and walk it off in the bottom of the 7th. But probably what they're trying to do is just get as many runs as possible.
Ground ball down the left field line. This time it will curve foul. Off behind us, some of the Padres have now shown up. They are getting ready to go as the 3 seed looking to hold their ground against Ohio Elite Ackerman. That should be another fun game happening maybe a half hour after this one concludes. And as well, unlike yesterday, this game cannot end in a tie. The 2-2. Inside for ball 3. Funnily enough, I mentioned it at the end of yesterday's broadcast. NMC Reitenbach, the runners-up of the 16U Diamond League tournament last year, they tied 6-6 with the Mash Factory as they played a total of 8 innings, and then the time limit came into effect. Runner goes, payoff pitch, chopped foul. But it's really obscure to see in baseball a tie, but it happens in pool play of tournaments all the time. You have to play 4, 5, maybe even 6 games a day without starting at 3 a.m. You're going to have to keep things rolling somehow. Even if every game's 2 hours, that's still 10 to 12 hours of baseball. Before the payoff once more, Otis looks him back. No throw. No surprise not to see an offering, just more of a warning stare. 3 balls, 2 strikes still. Otis to get out of the inning. Delivers a strike. It's in there. And that will be out number 2, excuse me. A little bit ahead of there, but still just an interesting inning overall as a lot still can happen in this game, but it really feels like Athletics have taken control. Now it goes to Will Gehrig. 1 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a base hit. And you have that all-important insurance run at second. Another thing as well to look at, Cam. Given this gap, do you throw Klosowski back out there?
Yeah, definitely interesting.
He did swing this inning, but that's a lot different than going out there and staying warm with your arm. Constantly throwing, at this level, I'd say 70 to 80. Maybe a little bit more, just depending on the pitcher. 1 strike the count on Gehrig. The pitch. A good crank into left field. Caught on a line, and the side is retired. That is a big out for Andrews. They needed that play, and they got it. It is a new left fielder in the game looking to get an ID. It could have been Hoon just put back out into left. Either way, it's a big snag, and that will end the inning. But Athletics, the 5 seed, takes back their lead. A big, big swing from Vinny Ross. Puts them up 6-5. Middle of 6 in Kent. Still plenty of action left to happen on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Bottom of the 6th inning in game 1 of our 5-game slate today. Cam, once again, this contest has turned on its head. 6-5 Athletix back in the lead. And to answer our question, Brennan Klasovsky still on the mound and still looking for a win. It looked like his opportunity to get the win was going to be erased, but his offense helped him out. The 1-0. Fouled away, 1-1. But a whole lot of offense and a whole lot of close games in this tournament. We'll talk about it more in the next game. But Ohio Elite Ackerman, they were 3-0, and then they lost, I believe, their final game big. But they won each of their first 3 games by 1 run. They just were able to get those gritty, close wins. And at one point, that put them on top of the whole pool. Now they fall to the 6th seed, but I feel like the 6th seed does them a disservice. But then again, the Padres could really silence them in this next game. We will see at around 11 a.m. when 2 count and time is called. If Ohio Elite can play 2 here and Athletix can't get anything going in the 7th, that would end this game. Lined right to the shortstop, and that's out number 1. A loud out to get us underway in the bottom of the 6th. Colt Andrews just unfortunately has a good barrel just right to the shortstop. Now Kyler Hoon will step back in, now playing at third base for OEB's defense. First pitch, unable to connect. It's ball 1. Right now, if you are the Athletix Cam, do you make a change soon? Or do you see if Klasovsky can get the job done?
Well, they just brought in their second baseman after that play. I think that's either it's 0 or 8. I think that's 0 now playing at second. So possibly
still Zarella.
Him, the player that they brought in could be going to the bullpen. Excuse me. I don't know. Usually you don't see a change like that mid-inning.
Vinny Ross is an EH, so it could be him, but we will see. The 1-2, fouled away. I kind of think a similar principle to what happened in the top of the inning. You give up a base runner, or at least a dangerous base runner, and then you make that change.
The player they brought in from second base was number 77.
That is Cole Moraski. He had that big 3 RBI triple a few innings ago.
So possibly him going to the bullpen, but not seeing anything at least as of right now.
I still think Ross is going to be their guy if they make that change, since they warmed him up.
I would assume so.
Popped right side and into a lonely bullpen. Or maybe on the outside edge.
I think that's just on the outside edge, and now it looks like
both guys who were in contention to come in are going to the bullpen together. So we will see which of them actually is warming up. The 2-2. Off the plate for ball 3. And I kind of think if this is a walk, you see Ross come in. If not, you're going to let Moraski warm up.
One of them with a 7 in the 10s place.
The payoff pitch. Ground ball popped to second base. Zarella gets it. The throw to 1 is wayward. The tying run is on the base path for OEB Andrews.
And the ball has still not yet been picked up. That almost could have been way, way worse.
And that is where the slippery playing surface really comes back to bite this Athletix defense.
If that one the catcher almost bobbled it just enough that down the steps into the dugout would have at least advanced the runner to second.
And I think it's Moraski throwing.
I believe so.
Tying run at first. Go ahead in the box. First pitch upstairs to Benjamin Carrat. 1-0 counts. So far today, Ben 1 for 1 with an RBI single and a walk to his name. And some good catches out in center. But since then, he has been moved to right. Runner goes. The throw is on a line. The tag is in time. What a chuck from behind the dish.
I don't know if he had him on the original throw, but it looked like his hand might have came off the bag, and that's what they got him on.
Garrick silences OEB on the base path. A thing of beauty. Yep, you're exactly right. He came off the bag. That was a thing of beauty.
Otherwise, it looked like he would have been safe, but kind of just overslid there.
And Correct now has the bases empty in front of him.
Not anymore.
And now he will be on the bases. And now time has been called. I think this is the call to the bullpen, but it also could be used just to buy some time for the warming up Moraski.
Probably the latter, at least what it looks like here. Probably just want to go out there and calm your pitcher down.
If he can get them out of the sixth, then you bring him in as the closer.
That's what I was just going to say.
And then if he throws maybe 15 pitches, he can come back in either their second or third game of the day and still give you 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah, if they are able to hold on to this lead.
In tournament play, a lot of crazy things happen, especially with pitchers. That is why managing their total number of pitches is massive. But Klosowski, I don't think we are going to see him on the mound again. I don't think we can see him on the mound again in this tournament. Runner thought about it, popped right side, could be playable, but in the end it will take a curve towards the bullpen. Gabriel had a sacrifice fly his last time up. That sac fly ended up scoring a run. Oh, 1 count. Runner goes, fouled away again, now 0-2.
Big jump, and then ends up trying to take second base there, but the foul ball will send him back.
Do you think stealing again is a good idea after the last time?
As a mostly base stealer myself, usually you're pretty tired after that one.
And he stumbles back to the bag just in time. Kind of had to crawl back in. It looked like his momentum just died upon impact. A lot of anomalies and very obscure plays in game number 1. But that's the sport of baseball. Just a bit up and in.
Good job getting the bat down, because I've seen that plenty of times, and you don't get the bat down and then somehow hits your bat and possibly ends its way into fair territory.
And I kind of think if it's unexpected, that could have been a base, but you don't want to try that, especially now. Ground ball left side, scoops up at third. The throw across is going to be bobbled. It's not going to be there, and they will hold up the tying run at third. That changes the game again.
Wow. That kind of just like popped out of the glove of the, looked like it was going to be the end of the inning, and then kind of just pops out of the glove of the first baseman.
And now Weebling has a chance to give OEB the lead again. A base knock, and it's most likely 7-6. Athletix down to their final 3 outs.
But in the same time, if they're able to get the final out here, OEB will be down to their final 3 in the 7th.
This is going to be a very big at-bat for the rest of this game, however much time is left. And time will be called by the catcher, Garrick. Without his throw down to second base, it's a tie ball game. But then again, I think you have that force at third, and you might try that. I still don't know if he could have gotten there.
That's what I was going to say, especially with how far he ranged over.
It's one of those that you have to see in real time to really decide what should have happened. And unfortunately, we're not ESPN or Prime and don't have our AWS replay of graphics and random generations of simulations.
Yeah, theoretical probabilities. I always think of the simulcam of Rich Eisen running the 40.
AP Stats was enough of that.
Yeah.
1-1 the count on Weebling. Kozlowski sets and deals. Brings it in there and gets the half swing for strike 2. Kind of a lunge more than an offering. But that's just the beauty of Kozlowski once again. He works outside, and when he brings it inside, look out. 1-2 count. Kozlowski looking to get out of the inning. Fouled away. And that is going to roll down a path and maybe to the point of no return.
Some lucky fan will find it on their way in and give it back.
Probably a player.
Maybe. Or yeah.
Still a 1-2 count with Luca Reyes awaiting in the on-deck circle. Popped up once again out of play. But Weebling, he had a base hit in his last at-bat. Then Reyes, he is 2 for 3 on the day. This is not a bad spot for OEB to be, given that they are down. They can do something with this. They definitely have a chance to come back and win this game. Maybe right now. Not right now. Kozlowski, he locks it down, and Kozlowski gets the final out of the 6th. What a pitch. Punch out, I believe, number 4 on the afternoon for him, and that might be the biggest one of his outing. What a pitch. The bat was right there. The dippage in the end won the day, and the side is retired. OEB Andrews so close to potentially tying or taking the lead once again, but it's the Athletics defense that tells the story of the 6th. 1 inning left to go. Can the Athletics win it here? Find out when we return. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Well, Cam, we did just check the viewership, and my goodness, am I impressed. It's at 51 concurrent viewers. Thank you to everybody watching on at home. That is a record for our travel ball coverage. Obviously, not many people do what we do in that regard for travel baseball. We want this to become our standard of travel ball becoming one of our biggest seasons of the year, if not our biggest season. A lot of games for sure, and if the viewership is there, I think, Cam, you agree, it's going to be well worth it.
Absolutely.
So thank you to everybody watching on at home as the rain still continues to fall here in Kent, Ohio, but still driving in. This is my first ever time to Kent State. Just a beautiful surrounding city.
Yeah, very, very nice. I've had the privilege to play on this field actually a couple of times, but yeah, very nice facility.
The 1-1, chop to the right side of the infield, a high hanger on the last bounce, the throw to 1 on the head first dive, not in time. That's why you hustle down the line. Wow, what a play.
Very, very close play at first. Like you said, the high chop kind of gave him some time to get down the line and ends up being worth it.
Joe Marska, the left fielder. If you had any doubt as to why he was named a team captain at Girard, look at that play. That's why. It's plays like that that separate you from the rest. Absolutely love the hustle there, and that's exactly what the Athletics needed. Throw back to 1, not in time. If they can get an insurance run this inning, that will be big for them down the stretch, as you don't have to put too much pressure then on Muraski if he comes in or on Kozlowski if he stays in. And speaking of Muraski, he is in the box right now. Once again, game 2 up next. After this, it is Ohio Elite Ackerman taking on the Northeast Padres scouting team. Throw back to 1, and we have ourselves a rundown, ladies and gentlemen, but it is into left field. He is going to take third. The throw is not in time. He is in there. Joe Marsko, the hustle continues. Girard fans, you had yourself one heck of a captain.
I want to see that playback at third. Obviously, he was safe at second, but that was really... I think he was in there. Maybe. That was really a close play at third.
Once again, Cam, you need more proof as to why he was a captain? Not at all. That is a guy you have to have on your team. A hustle guy. That's big. And that might be enough, especially if he scores, to put the Athletics into the semifinals. In the meantime, Otis and company looking to work out of it, but they won't. It's an RBI single for Cole Moraski. Make it 7-5 Athletics. That is RBI number 4 on the day for Moraski. 2 for 3, a couple of big RBIs. And he might also have a chance to come in and close this one out. What a day at the office for number 77. These Athletics, we knew they weren't going to go away quietly, and they have proved that here. Runner at first, still nobody out. It is Jaden Wallace back in. And we can kind of see the other Ohio Elite team, that one being Ackerman. They are crowding around Ohio Elite Andrews' dugout right now, taking in the last inning of this ball game. Popped up, out of play, 0-1 the count. But previewing that game, Cam, a lot of out-of-state kids from that Padres team, pretty much all out of state. What do you expect to see?
I really don't know. I mean, definitely probably a good game, as the first one we've seen so far has really been living up to it.
And looking back to the top of the second inning, I think we both kind of thought, okay, the Athletics are going to run away with this one. We're going to be done early. We go to game number 2. Happy days. But that is the opposite of what actually happened here. This has just been a great back-and-forth baseball game. Classic travel ball on a classic rainy Sunday in Kent. The pitch popped shallowly into right field. Now has a little bit more carry, and the play is made for out number 1 at long last. Just a very obscure inning. Keep in mind, the insurance run is on the board solely because of Marsko's hustle. Without him running the bases as well as he did, this would still be 6-5, maybe 2 outs, or the inning's over. But he changed the narrative single-handedly, and that narrative change might be the final one in what has been a roller coaster of a story in game number 1. First pitch just going to miss the zone for ball 1. But we are nearing the 2-hour mark, so most likely, regardless of the outcome, it's going to be a quick ending. It's another rundown. Can they do it again? This time, they get Moraski going to second. It's out number 2.
Yeah, this time, fortunately, able to get him with a nice, good throw and tag right there. But, I mean, they're doing what the coaches tell you. Usually when you get picked off, the coaches usually just tell you, just go straight to second. I mean, if you're going to get caught, that's the way you're going to get caught.
And I kind of like that move. It worked once. Why not force OEB's hand again? The 1-0. Perfectly chopped up the middle into center field. And now it will take a light turn past the center fielder. And the relay is good. Reyes, a great recovery out in center, but it still goes down as a 2-out single for Matthew Campbell. The Athletics down the stretch, they have been able to put base runners on like their life depends on it. Now it's Connor Boots, the number 12 hitter, 0 for 1 on the day, but they ground out and a walk to his name. The pitch from Otis, swing and a miss, strike 1. And as we see down below, if you had any doubts as to why the Padres are called the Padres, they are wearing San Diego's jerseys in full today. The 0-1. In there for strike 2. Who knows, maybe Fernando Tatis is going to take some time away to go and watch these Padres play. All wishful thinking in, even the MLB logo on the back. The 0-2, fouled away. but it's very rare to see a scouting team. And for a team in San Diego, in the middle of Ohio and PA, it's obscure, yes, but don't mind it at all. If that's how you get your farm system growing, it works. The 0-2. And it's on the corner for strike three looking, and the side is retired. A good response by Otis on the mound ends the inning, but not before the hustle of Joe Marsco takes center stage, hustles out the play to one, head first dive, he's in safe, takes second on a pickoff play, and then takes third on the same play. He then comes around to score on an RBI single. Marsco, he may be the point of difference. OEB's last chance to win it when we return. It is Cole Moraski coming into close for the Athletics. This is the 2025 Kent State Invite Wild Card for the first of 4 invites on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Final chance for Ohio Elite Andrews to keep their Kent State Invite Championship hopes alive as we enter the bottom of the 7th inning. 7-5, the Athletics lead. They got an insurance run in the top of the inning. Cam, based on what we've seen from both teams, do you think that is going to be enough?
I really don't know. I mean, this game has changed course multiple times already.
2-0 count to begin this at-bat. For the designated home team, they do have the top of their order. That is going to really help them out here. It's Reyes, Rice, and Otis to begin the inning. The 2-0. Reyes takes ball 3. And we've seen Reyes' speed not only in this game, but also in the game against Lakewood on the channel on May 2nd. Reyes taking his time awaiting Moraski's pitch, and he will crank it right to second base for out number 1. He barreled it. It's a perfect, but right to the defense. How unfortunate. Zarella does a great job to handle it at second base. That was a screamer.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, barreled it up perfect, but right at the second baseman.
And on a 3-0 count, no less. In the meantime, as the replay will conclude, ball 1 taken in the dirt, and time has been called. Garrig is going to go and settle down his new pitcher in Moraski.
I think he fell down when he pitched that.
That's just kind of what happens with the weather out here. But I wouldn't say dangerous at all. I think it's definitely playable, at least for the next couple of games. On pitches taken, 5 balls, no strikes to begin this outing for Moraski. The only strike was that line out for Reyes. He needs to find the zone here on the 2-0. And he will. It's strike 1. Rice so far has reached on an E6, struck out looking, and has grounded out to Zarella over at second base. The pitch in there for strike two. Moraski must have an ear in the press box, heard our gripe, and he has corrected it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This will be a big punch out for Cole Moraski. Unable to find it off the plate and in the other batter's box, and we are full. Once again, game 2 up next. It is going to be a battle between the Northeast Padres scouting team and Ohio Elite Ackerman. The Padres, the 3 seed, Ackerman, the 6. Here comes the payoff pitch. Chopped foul behind. A good survival swing. But this has been a great tournament. Started all the way back on Wednesday with games across Northeast Ohio. I believe some games at John Carroll on Thursday. Just a lot of great venues. The payoff upstairs, and that's ball 4. With 1 down, that will give life to Andrews on the base path. As well, while we're on the subject, if you are a coach looking to have your team covered this summer, contact us at one of our social media pages. Or if you're playing in one of the 965 Midwest Challenge games and you want us to do one of your pool play games, let us know, and we will see what we can do. Strike 1 in there to Otis. We have definitely floated the idea of doing a few pool play games. We just want to know where our time is going to be best served. The 0-1. Popped up and out of play.
Yeah, especially with so many leagues and so many tournaments, especially with the WRCL and Diamond League, you know, and then coming here and doing tournaments here.
We have the sampler platter of travel baseball across the state.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And no more joke on the sampler platter, please. The 0-2. Down low for ball 1. I know people have called us Hamilton, stuff like that, but I feel like the best description of us as a commentating duo is the 2 old guys in the booth for the Muppets.
A touchdown?
No. We got to respect them.
No, okay.
We got to be nice to them until week 10.
Okay. When we unfortunately lose.
The 1-2. The hat comes off, ball upstairs.
Don Marchetta-esque.
And now you see.
It's the bingo card. The one of them is the pitcher's hat falls off.
And there you go, the bingo card for those just joining us. A very interesting layer of this press box at Kent State. Still a very nice one.
I think we should do it for game 2.
I think we have to. The 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. That's out number 2. The Athletics, at long last, can sound their final countdown. They thought this would happen earlier. Then that optimism quickly went away. Now it is back in full effect. A.J. Mitchell, the last hope of Ohio Elite Andrews. The pitch. Skied over into left center field, just into the outfield. At short, it is called off, and that is the ball game. After giving up a 4-run lead, it is the Athletics coming back in the end to win it 7-5. And with that as well, the 5 seed has upset the number 4.
Yeah, obviously not the biggest upset, but still, good job there. I mean, like you said, this game changed back and forth multiple times. We thought maybe it could change back one more time in favor of Ohio Elite, but Athletics locks it down in the bottom of the 7th.
That was Gazowski with that put out to end the game. Final score 7-5. The Athletics win it. One final commercial break, and we will be back on to announce our CrossFit Strongsville player of the game. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Game number 1 belongs to the underdog. 7-5 your final. The Athletics take down the number 4 seed Ohio Elite Andrews. Your player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville goes to none other than Cole Moraski. What a game from Cole. He was tremendous in this contest. He had a 3 RBI triple, an RBI single, and the save. What more can you ask of a player?
Yeah, I mean, really putting the team on his back, some may say. I mean, just accounting for more than half the team's RBIs, and then, like you said, coming in there in the bottom of the 7th and notching it down with the save.
Also, a shout-out has to go to Joe Marsko, the senior captain of Girard from this past season. A lot of good hustle plays. He was the insurance run. He ran all the way down the line, head first dive, safe at first, then ran around the bases like a madman, and that was enough for him to make it all the way around and score. A great win for the Athletics. They led big early 4-0, then 1 run. Then Andrews was able to play their final 4 of the game, up 5-4. The Athletics then, they were able to mount a comeback, and they got the win in the end. They will now have the pleasure of taking on Premier Ohio Gambetta in game number 3 today at around 1 p.m. That is going to be a big contest because, keep in mind, Gambetta, there was a chance that they were going to have to play the one team who beat them in this tournament, which was Ohio Elite Andrews. They bow out of the first Kent State invite with a final record of 3-2. A good team, and they have definite promise for the rest of their tournaments this year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We saw it today. A lot of fight back and forth between these two teams, but like we saw, Athletics able to come out on top.
But that'll do it for game number 1 of our 5-game slate. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter. As well, subscribe to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Our goal is to reach 4,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing and greatly helps out our efforts here at SmeeSports. As well, if you or someone you know is a business owner looking to sponsor broadcasts in the Cleveland or Stark County area, contact me at one of those avenues on your screen, and I would love to work out a deal with you to promote the best of your business and your brand. Thank you to the Health ECU Chiropractic Center and CrossFit Strongsville for being today's broadcast sponsors. And as well, thank you to the 965 Midwest Challenge for having us out. They are one of our official partners now, as we will be streaming a number of their tournament championships on the weekends, starting here, going all the way until pretty much the end of July. As well, we do have the potential to add some pool games. If you want your team covered in pool play, let us know. Contact us at one of those avenues on your screen as well. We would love to see the best athletes that NEO Baseball has to offer, no matter where you are. If you're out there, we're going to find that talent, and I'm sure it is going to be a show no matter which teams we see. But that'll do it for game number 1. The Athletics, they survive and advance to the semifinals of the first Kent State invite. For Cameron Ragazzo, I am Nathan Smee saying so long for now from Schoonover Stadium. This has been the 2025 Kent State Invite 1 wildcard on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again in a few moments. And if not, have a good day, everybody. We will see you next time.